Hello, hello, Jason Michael Fladlin here, and it's a small miracle that I actually still have a voice. After all, I've done 55 consults in the last 2.5 days. I also did 2 training webinars this week. This will be the third, and then I get a vacation, quote unquote. But I'll probably be working about 2-3 hours a day during the vacation, and really the only people I'll be working with are my ASM Masters people. One of those people is actually Don Wilson. Don didn't ask to be in my group for free. I didn't let him in. I didn't sneak him in. There's not a single person in this group that got in for free. Don signed up for the course through Dr. Ben, who helped me promote this, and so he's a customer just like you are. Also, though, unlike you probably, Don is one of the best, if not the best, Facebook guy I know. You know, some days I'm thinking Dr. Ben's the best, and some days I'm thinking, no, Don's the best, and I know those two guys fight back and forth with each other, try to top each other as well. Let me move my mic up so it's closer to my voice. That should be better. But yeah, I just happen to know like 2 of the best guys out there for Facebook, and I consider them my friends. And they also do stuff for me, which is really cool, like this training here today. Now, to preface this training, Don is in the middle of a massive launch right now for FB Ads Reloaded. Is that correct, Don? Is that the name of it?
Yep, Ads Reloaded. You got it.
Ads Reloaded. And I would have loved to have promoted it. We were the #1 affiliate last time when we promoted it. Unfortunately, I have not got a chance to look at his course. I have not got a chance to go through it. I have no idea what's in it, really. So I can, in good conscience, push it on you today at the end of this call. I've been so busy with ASM Master stuff. If you are interested in the call, I would recommend that you do it through Dr. Ben Atkins' link, which I can provide later after we give a whole bunch of really great training here today. But the main purpose is to show you the possibilities with Facebook and tying that with Amazon. And just to give you a quick background before I pass it over to Dawn is, when we started in March of last year with our first product, we did nothing more than drive traffic from Facebook to our listing for 4 days. And the result of that initial push got us to #1 in all of Amazon for our main keyword, just from 4 days of activity where we ran it through Facebook ads. And then we did nothing, sat back, and then that thing started making $10,000 a month. And literally, we did nothing after 4 days of Facebook pushing. Now, I got to warn you, this was back in March of 2013. All right? That's when nobody even knew what a newsfeed ad really was. And nobody was running them, and it was really, really super duper easy. You could not even know what you were doing and make it work. The Facebook advertising landscape has shifted dramatically since then. And some of the stuff that I used to do that works doesn't even work anymore. And so there's a lot of stuff here that I don't even know anymore of exactly the best way to do it. Some stuff I've done is only situational or contextual to certain products. And so the beautiful thing here is I got Don, who's just a genius, who got all this in his head, and I'm going to try to massage it out of his head into a way that's really beneficial for us today. So with that said, Don, thank you for taking time out of your massive launch and your super busy schedule for the FB Ads Reloaded and being here today with us.
No problem, man. I really appreciate coming along because, like I said, like Jason said, I'm here just like you guys. I'm not the greatest at Amazon yet. I hope to get there, but that's what I bought ASM for. Like I said, I'm really good at traffic. I can help you guys with targeting. I can help you guys a lot with that stuff. But I'm learning the Amazon side as well. So I'm going to learn a lot on this call too. Hopefully I can help you guys drive a lot of that push button traffic, which is PPC, to sell a lot of your stuff faster. And with Jason's knowledge and guidance, hopefully we can get a lot of good stuff out of this call. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. So the first thing I'd like to do here, Don, is you and I were talking about this already. Yoga mats is an example of a really good product on Amazon. You can private label it really easy. Massive, massive demands. It is pretty competitive. I know more than one person who's made over $100,000 a month selling yoga mats. So let's just dive right in. If you were going to do something to drive a sale from Facebook as an Amazon product for yoga mats, where would you start from a targeting perspective? Like, how would we reach these people? Who would we reach, and what would we say to them when we could reach them, right?
Okay, well, there's a lot of different things that would start from a targeting perspective. First, you want to think of who you're looking for. Who's the audience? Who's the yoga person? It's probably mainly female, and that's why I actually started this today with I was going to go after yoga. And Rachel actually has went after it on this on her actual campaign. This is her account, and we're going after yoga now. So I think of, all right, what do yoga people already buy? What will they already whip out their wallets for and pay for? If we can do that, what I like to do is I like to go through a little bit different attack than most people. Sometimes I want to do direct traffic from interest all the way over to whether it be Amazon or a t-shirt or whatever. But what I've been doing really well with lately is I'll go to a new niche and I'll give away something for free that I know they're already willing to buy. Sometimes it's the same type of product I want to either get on Amazon. Sometimes it's just another type of product that I know the same person would purchase. So if they've got yoga mats or if they want to win a yoga t-shirt, those are probably the same type of person. And I can get them on my list. Even if I'm giving away one thing, it's a really good thing. So what I would do is first think on what type of yoga brands are out there, what type of yoga celebrities out there, what type of yoga events are out there, and then I would probably put up a giveaway. I think that's what we did in this one. We just built a new page on this one exactly. Hopefully it doesn't freeze on us here. We built a brand new page, and we made a post on it. See, it looks like it's freezing on us. We made a post on it just to do a giveaway. And it says, want a free tee? Step 1, like this post, which gives us a boost in virality when they see it. Step 2, go here. It's not a perfect t-shirt. We just set it up. We haven't really started running many ads to it first. And it'll go over to this giveaway. Win a free shirt. Scroll down. They opt in. This one. And then I collect that lead. They're entered to win it. And now I can follow up market those people, because that's what I've been looking to get a lot more out of lately is if I'm doing physical products, I'm going to collect a lead with an interest in physical goods, and then I'm going to follow up market to them with other physical goods because I know they're interested in it. So I don't really want to mix and mingle digital stuff with physical product stuff as much on my prospect side. I hope I'm not getting too far in here, but this is the approach I'd take, and I would go after celebrities, events, and maybe just general yoga targeting to run that ad.
Got it. So before we go any further, I just want everybody to understand the strategy here. What Don is doing, and I like this a lot, is go ahead and go back to the first ad that you're showing there, Don. He created this fan page, and you say, oh, Jason, that's got to be hard, right? Well, no. You can create a fan page in about a minute, and then he named it Girls Who Love Yoga, so he's targeting females, I'm assuming, as one of his layers for Facebook advertising, okay? And the thing is, there's no cover photo. I don't know if anybody noticed that. There's just a little profile image, that little picture of that lady there. But that's it. I mean, you can't get any weaker as far as effort goes to put together a fan page. And it has one post and one post only, and that post is, let's see that post again there, the post that you made. Want a free tee. Yep. Step 1, like this post. Step 2, go here. That's it. And just for giggles, how much is that t-shirt going to cost you to give away? 20 bucks?
Probably like 20 bucks, yeah.
Probably 20 bucks. Now, the funny thing is you've created this ad, and so this is a post, but it also can be an ad, right? You're also going to run this as an ad, promote this post as an ad. Is that correct? Okay.
Yep.
And then the destination that they send him to is he collects the lead first. So the beautiful thing is whether one person or 10,000 people opt in for this giveaway, it's only going to cost him $20 to fulfill this physical product. He's not giving away a free book on how to do yoga. He's not doing a free ebook or a free video, which, by the way, in time cost would cost you a lot more than $20 as a gift, right? He's building the email list. And then what's the benefit behind that? The benefit behind that is then he can follow up and say, hey, my product on Amazon has just launched. Because you're on my email list, I can give you this discount code. And you can buy it at this, okay? Just to remind you, the easiest way to rank a product on Amazon is to sell 50 units 4 days in a row. And so it's very, and it doesn't matter if you sell it for a penny or you sell it at full price. It's very easy, and you can experiment with different prices and coupon codes to then push, how hard do you think it would be, Don, for what you know and what you can teach for Facebook to move 50 units a day for 4 days in a row of a yoga mat, even if at $1 a piece, even if you wanted to sell it and practically give it away. Do you think that's pretty easy to do on Facebook?
Well, if you're going to do it for $1 and you know it's a certain amount of time, what I would do is I would actually sell it on a thank you page as well. Like when I would set up and say, well, for 5 days only, you can get this for $1. So every single person that's opting in, you're hitting them and then you're also hitting them with a time-based sequence on like 3 or 4 follow-up emails. And, I mean, that's guaranteed to make it happen.
Yeah, so then the workflow says, like, when they send them to the page, it says, here's the giveaway, enter to win. They say, thank you. Because you've taken the time to enter, you're a guaranteed winner already. And what did you win? This yoga mat. And now in this particular case, because of the context, I wouldn't give it away for $1. I would give it away for like $7. And so maybe you give it away at cost, because then it's believable. If it's $1, they might freak out about it. So you might say, $7.70, you're going to save $25 off this yoga mat if you use this coupon code, only good for the next 4 days. Maybe throw a giant countdown timer on that page. And then so that's a 4-day sequence. And then in the email follow-up, you might have programmed in, step 1, thanks for signing up. I'm going to announce the winner of the T-shirt here 5 days from now. And so that way they stay on your list the whole time, right? You got to be on the list to win it. If you haven't redeemed your coupon yet, your coupon's available for only 4 more days. Go here and get it, right? And then you hit them for 4 days. Now here's what's beautiful about this. At the same time, and this is the second step of the process a lot of people don't realize related to Amazon, after they buy, you can look at the record in Amazon of who bought it. And then you can send them an email from the list, or you can create a new list of just the people who bought. And then you can send them a follow-up sequence that says, hey, you should go and review this thing. And now here's the thing. If you do this on Amazon, if you say on Amazon, because you bought this product, if you review it, I'll give you a 50% coupon off, Amazon will get mad at you because Amazon does not want you to use their system to remarket to customers who bought from you, right? But on your own email list, with no indication from Amazon whatsoever, it's not against anything in Amazon, you can do whatever you want. So then you can go to your own email list of the people who you know bought this thing and say, hey, if you leave me a nice, unbiased, honest review, I will give you a second yoga mat, a discount for the same price. All right? And then you'll be able to get more reviews, more 5-star reviews, quicker. So it's not just a boost of ranking. It's also a boost in reviews. So therefore, your conversion rate is going to go up, right? So we'll go back to that because we'll talk about this a few more times. The question here then becomes, Don, and show as little or as much as you want, but if we were going to go on Facebook and advertise this post, first of all, how would we even do that? How do you advertise a post like this? And then secondly, who would we target?
Okay, well, let's keep it as simple as we possibly can because that's what I do for most of my stuff in my business. It's simple. Simple seems to work the best for me. So I just think of it as a simple, scalable ad. Want a free item. Step 1, like this post. Step 2, go here. Doesn't matter if your item is a sign, a weird trinket. Doesn't matter if your item is just anything in a niche. It could be a helmet, a dirt bike niche. I've done that. Okay, it's just want a free item name, and then step 1, like this post. Step 2, go here, and you just take a picture of it. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. There's a lot of people out there that say that you have to have a perfect ad photo with red and black and white, and you can sometimes, but mainly if you've got a good item for sale and you make it clear for people to see, that's probably the best thing you can do. And then you just have them read the ad copy. So it's very simple to set that up. You grab the T-shirt, grab a photo of the item. If you're going to do a giveaway like this, I like to find items on like eBay for buy it now, and I just use those. That way I don't ever have to actually ship an item to myself and then ship it back out. I do buy it now, and then I select someone from the email list, and I literally just buy it on eBay and ship it to their address. So that's how I do the giveaway, is I actually just don't ever house anything. I find it anywhere else. It's not any of the stuff that I have to make myself, so I can get these up really, really quickly. Then once you put it up here, all you got to do is go into what's the ads manager. See if we can grab it in here. All right, Facebook ads. All right, here's what we actually just set this one up. So it's just starting to go. And I'll show you some other ones if you guys like. This is Rachel's account. Me and her are actually building Amazon stuff together, so I thought it would be appropriate to show hers. So we've got a really low click-through rate. I'll show you some better ones because this T-shirt was really, really plain. But to get this up, all you have to do is go to facebook.com/ads/manage, and then you create a new ad. I'm going to show you the targeting first, then I'll show you just how simple it is to set this up. All right? Like this one is different types of yoga. That's karma yoga. I can't even say some of these types of yoga. I don't know. If I had Rachel over here, she could probably pronounce all these. It's Hatha yoga, Raha yoga. It's basically different types of yoga that we're using. We look at them as layers. First layer is that it's females. The second layer is that these interests. Now, if I knew the celebrities that were in yoga, I could target those people. If I really wanted to take the time to go on Google and research the celebrities, I could target those people. But let me show you how simple it is to get these up, and then I'll show you some very successful ads, if you'd like, with some really high click-through rates that I'm building a list that I actually plan on selling Amazon products to, and I'll show you the Amazon products too, and then you can kind of tell me where I suck at Amazon. That sound good?
That sounds great.
All right, cool. So on this one, it's a really low click-through rate. So, but basically, to set it up, let me see if I can get the GoToWebinar out of the way. You click create an ad in the ad set, or just in the ads manager, just click create an ad. Now this one, babe, what's the name of this page?
Girls Who Love Yoga?
Girls Love Yoga.
He was talking to me when he said babe, by the way, right?
Oh, man, she's laughing in the corner over there on that one. Basically, we grabbed this page. We just made this page today. Like, I didn't even know Jason was going to ask me about yoga stuff. We were kind of laughing about it earlier. We make the page. You select page post engagement on the previous slide, not really slide, but the previous screen. Then any post that you've made up here, all you got to do is select it in this drop-down box, and then you can come down here and promote it. Now, on like a T-shirt or a physical item that's kind of big that you have to look at it a little bit, I removed the right-hand side ad. The reason why is you can't really even see the design on a T-shirt on those small right-hand side ads. If you're in Facebook at any time, you know what I'm talking about, those ads on the right-hand side. If you've got a big physical item, I'm not really getting much luck with right-hand side ads because it's just really hard to see it. Now, if you're doing like a cute puppy or something like that, right-hand side ads are fine. But when you're going to a T-shirt or a physical item to build a list, they're a little difficult. All right, so hopefully you can see everything that I've got in front of me here. And go down. What I want to do is I want to make sure people have a decent amount of money, so I like to usually start with age group of 18 or more. If you have information on your products about who's the normal demographic, put that age group in here. All right, so this will be women, 18, and then I'd start going with like yoga, and then I would find this type of stuff like yoga journal, hatha yoga. These are the type of interests that we have. So basically I type in the really broad yoga one, and Facebook will start to suggest smaller ones. Like yoga, 70 million, that's a big, big interest. Somebody might like yoga, the interest itself on Facebook, but not really be passionate enough about it to buy anything. So what we want to get is like celebrities, brands, and what I call, quote, quote, long tail interest, where it's not just that single word. Like the main interest would be like yoga, and then longer tail would be hatha yoga, and then longest tail would be like this Ashtanga. I'm not going to say that, but you guys get the point. I start with the most broad point, like I was doing in the dirt bike niche. I would start with dirt bike, and then it would start to say, all right, motocross, and then I would click that, and then it would give me people that were motocross. So when you think of your targeting, so hopefully you guys can, I'm not confusing you. When you think of your targeting, the key is to find only people that would possibly be interested in buying, not people that are just interested in the niche. So if you get like yoga, you're going to get traffic and a lot more of it. But if the traffic doesn't end up buying, every click that doesn't buy is expensive. Okay? So what I want to go for is like a smaller market, maybe 700,000 people, which I could broaden out to 3 or 4 million, but I don't want to use yoga. And I don't want to use the really broad ones. I want to use the ones like this one here that's 500,000, and then I probably don't want to use the 6 million ones. It's too big. So like this one is this one's here is 766 or 776. This one is 593. So I kind of look at the ones that are really big, and I go for the middle ones because they're usually the most unknown. And the more unknown they are, the only people that know about it are the super passionate yoga people. I hope that kind of makes sense. Is everybody following me there?
Yeah, that makes total sense. And just so everybody knows, is Don already wrote the ad. The ad is just a regular old Facebook post that he's now promoting, which is that one up there. So if you can make a post on Facebook, that's all you have to do to write an ad for this particular scenario, right?
Yeah, this is how I do everything. Like I made a ton of money last month just selling like T-shirts like this, like $40,000, and they were from posts where basically I would write the post with the ad in mind. Like this, I may not write talking to my fans with asterisk, want a free tee, asterisk, but I would write an ad that way. So I kind of think of it in advance. I'm like, this one, I don't have any fans. There's 0 fans on the page, so it doesn't matter how advertising I write this ad because I don't have any fans that see it until I boost it anyways.
Yep. So you now selected your demographics, your base demographics in 18, female, women who have these types of interests. What's next?
Basically on this one, I would probably look at these and see, all right, this one's probably the biggest. I want to tighten this up a little bit. That drops a lot. If we look down here, I'd grab it on here, 212. This one is 471. Karma Yoga is pretty big at 500,000. these will start to add back up. Now we've got 420,000 people, and none of these audiences are super, super huge. Like this one, I'm probably going to kick it back out, and I will begin tightening. I want at least a good-sized audience out there to where I can get a lot of people on my list. But the more I can get just the passionate ones and still grow that audience, the better my ad is going to do. So like as I layer this one in on the interest, I'm probably going to make a better ad than the one we've even originally got running, because I'm looking at it again after I looked at it with Rachel. And the more I can dial it in, the better it's going to do. So like this one, I probably wouldn't go with anything over like 700, maybe 800,000. So we look at these. Here's another one. And if I didn't know the name and I was really getting into it, I would cross-check it with Google. So like that happens a lot with celebrities. So say if I was doing like my dirt bike one, I ran into this one where there'd be one person that was really good at dirt bikes, but they'd also be really good at four-wheelers. So I was getting somebody that would be two mixed crowds, so it wasn't working as well for me. So I had to eliminate that person and only go for just dirt bike people. So I hope that kind of makes sense that we just
that makes
we'll
a lot of sense. Like Bhakti, right there, for example, that's what I was. I was a Bhakti yoga. That's a Hare Krishna. So we never did stretches or any of that stuff. So he would never want to target us. But if you didn't know that, you might select a target. So the only thing you have to do is just research it real quick. You know, you have to look up and see what is this, what is that. Like Karma Yoga, I would probably kick that out too, because it's not the audience that he wants. But here's the beautiful thing about this. Don doesn't pay too much attention when he first starts. He's just throwing this out there to get data. Is that a fair assessment to say?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, data.
And it still often works, even not dialed into the nth degree. I mean, you just get it up there. Like what I always love is when Don posts, because I'm in a private Facebook group that Don's in the laboratory. And he's like, another winter, time to scale. Another winter, time to scale. It means he's putting it out there, pushing it out there, seeing what happens, and then dialing the ad back in. And unlike a lot of people are going to use Facebook, we only need the ad to kick once, and that's just to push the rank up for the product. Then after that, if we want to continue running ads, we can do so only if they're profitable. But we don't even need the ads to be profitable when we're starting. Just need to push some sales to boost our rank. Okay, so let's say we've dialed in the interest part here. Do you do anything with behaviors at all?
I've touched on them a little bit, but honestly it's newer and it's outside data. I've got it to work a couple times, but like it's kind of a waste of time. And the thing is, I don't know if behaviors is going to stay forever. I don't know how accurate it's going to be, and I guarantee you that I think it will stay. To be quite honest, if I had to project, I think it's going to stay. But it's going to get stronger as they get better data, because a lot of the behavior stuff is like data they've bought. Like you can target people that own an Acura. Like that's how much you can get in behaviors. Like you can target people that own a certain car. So the more they get better information, yeah, but also it gets hard to get a lot of audience. Like I find that the more I put behaviors, since their data that they're getting is a little bit small, it really drops my audience size down a lot. So unless I've got a really big audience, like several million, I'm not going to mess with the behaviors because it cuts it down so hard.
Got it. So then what's the next step after this?
There isn't much of a next step. I would run this, and depending on a lot of this is going to depend on how much money you have to throw at it.
So the budget of $50 per day. Why there? Is that just what you normally start a campaign at?
That's what this one said. I would probably do this one at 30 if I was to change it up and go in and edit it. What I like to do for a rule of thumb, unless I really already have the audience dialed in well, so like I said, I don't usually get the audience perfect the first time, but if I've got a good close hit, I'll go back and put more time in researching the right exact people, and I'll dial that in really well. So on this one, what I like to start with is if I have 100,000 people and I'm doing a list build, I want to do like 10 to 15 people a day. At 200,000 people, I want to do $20 to $25. So basically, at 300,000 people, I want to do $30 to $35, maybe $40. Just depends. Like if I want to get some faster data, I'm going to put my budget up a little bit more. But I find it's a pretty good scale. Every 100,000 people, $10 a day, you'll get data in. Okay, it'll take a little bit of time, but you don't need that much data on a giveaway, because giveaway data comes in pretty quick because you're not asking for a sale, so you can get your opt-in rates pretty quick, because you get a lot of traffic for pretty cheap. Because when there's one guy selling in the newsfeed, another guy giving away an item for free, your click-through rates are going to be a lot higher by nature, and you're going to get a lot more clicks. So you can usually get a lot more data out of a lot less money when it comes to an opt-in giveaway in a brand new niche. So I start there a lot because I can get data cheap when I'm doing a fiscal giveaway because I can get clicks fast.
Perfect. Okay, and then you're running this CPC or CPM, cost per click or cost per impression?
On the page post engagement, it's cost per impression by nature, and a lot of that is I like to do too with the budgeting, is if I can get my budget small and my audience big and a good click-through rate, that's really good for cost per impression. Now if I've got a low click-through rate, I want to do cost per click because I'm not getting as many clicks on my ad. But if I can get a high click-through rate, which usually happens by the nature of a giveaway only asking for an email versus somebody asking for a sale, cost per impression will usually do you better.
Bingo. Yeah, so like he's saying here, I just wanted to clarify that for everybody, is a post-engagement campaign or a post-engagement, which is the type of ad that this is, you're doing CPM. Cost per 1,000 impressions is what he's paying. And that's not unique impressions. That's just once that thing shows 1,000 times on a news feed, then you're billed whatever Amazon wants to bill you. I mean, Facebook wants to bill you because it's optimized. Optimized CPM, is that correct?
Yeah, it's optimized CPM. So basically the difference is like if you're paying on impression and I have which wouldn't happen, 100% click-through rate, I would definitely want to pay per impression because I'm only going to pay for 1,000 views and I'm going to get 1,000 clicks because 100% of them are clicking. So if you get a really high click-through rate and you're on cost per impression, you're usually going to do better. Not every single time, but that's a pretty steady rule that works about 98% of the time.
Yep, and just so everybody knows, like when I use my ads in Facebook, depending on the type of ad and the goal, but oftentimes if I want to sell my product, I'll just say, buy this yoga mat. Buy it on Amazon, here's the price, click here. Then I'll do a CPC, because most people are not going to click that ad, because it's not a very good ad. But the people who do click it are probably very qualified to want to buy a yoga mat. And so I'll have low click-through rates, but I can pay by the click instead of pay by the 1,000 impressions. But when you're saying enter here to win, you're going to get a very high rate of acceptance on that. You're going to get a high post engagement. And here's what Facebook likes, and this is why posts are very powerful to do, is they like it because Facebook wants you to make people engage, and Facebook will reward you. The better your ad for engagement, the lower your cost is typically going to be. Is that correct to say, Don?
Yeah, you got it exactly right.
Okay, perfect. And so then Facebook will reward you, and so Facebook will run out there, spend some of your money, and see how it performs, and then from that, they will then determine what they're going to do for the rest of the day. So, because Facebook wants to spend your $50 or your $30 or whatever your daily ad budget is. So they have to figure out what's it going to take for them to spend that money. And the better your ad performs, the more they have to push it out there to spend all your money, and therefore you get more exposure for the same amount of money, basically, or this without increasing your ad costs, which is a really cool fact about Facebook is that as of now, they reward you with really good ads by making it cheaper for you to get more exposure. So we're running this, we give them away, and the strategy in this particular case is then we can either follow up on a thank you page or follow up via email and then try to get them to buy our product. Now I would typically, this is just me, I would not try to make money from these yoga mats. I just want 50 people buying it 4 days in a row, roughly, give or take, and then maybe from that do a little follow-up campaign where we try to proactively get reviews, 5-star reviews from these people as well, and maybe even share it and tell a friend, that kind of stuff. Like, hey, if you post about how you bought this thing on Facebook, then we'll give you a coupon for a second one for whatever, right? So that's a great example. Let's do a trickier example. Okay?
Cool.
And this is one I've had trouble with, all right? We sell vitamin C serum on Amazon. And I've run some ads somewhat successfully, by the way, on Facebook, but it cost me a lot of money to get to move even a little bit of units. So I'm not figuring out how to target these people right. Some products that we sell on Amazon are super duper easy. Like a yoga mat is really easy because there's people, it's a very socially, I mean, yoga is a social thing that most people in the Western world at least do yoga for. It's a social thing. And people talk about it, people love them, they do yoga classes together, there's yoga precise interest. But if I go and type in vitamin C serum, I'm not going to get any precise interests. So what's the plan then for some of these other types of products, like a vitamin C serum or like, a wall mount organizer to put your mops and your keys on, and other like dog pads because your doggy pees on the rug, or some of these other weirder products that we might not be able to tie into a precise interest by name when we type it in. Well, what's the approach then?
All right, I'm not sure on the wall mount one. That one's throwing me. The vitamin C serum, can you explain what that is a little bit more to me for my little Kansas brain?
Yeah, so a vitamin C serum, and I sell it, but I don't know exactly what it does. I think it helps with the tightening of the skin to reduce like laugh lines and wrinkles and stuff like that. Basically, people who have wrinkles that want to have a smoother complexion and appearance, those are the types of people that are going out there and buying vitamin C serum. So it's like a face and skin rejuvenator, CJ says, and that's a good way to explain it. I can give you more information if you'd like.
Hold on, I'm just taking some notes on it to think. So, tightening the skin, smoother complexion, vitamin C. Do you have like an age demographic?
I'm guessing it's typically skews to late 20s and older, but I don't know for sure. It's just a guess. You would assume if they want to look younger, have smoother skin, they're probably an older demographic. But obviously we'd know if we start running the ads and start dialing it in, right? I'm now looking at some of the listings. It helps you look more youthful. It supposedly radiates your skin better. It's an anti-aging serum as well. Neutralizes free radicals.
So what my first think and thoughts about this is either thinking about beauty brands that are out there or like tanning salon brands and businesses. So I'm thinking of people that are already investing in the beauty supplies. So this is a tough one.
It is a tough one.
Once you get it's going to be a female demographic, I think mostly. That's maybe me being biased, but that's what I'd start with. I would probably do, honestly, 35 and up. I would look for some celebrities, honestly, that either one or two ways. One, either get a lot of plastic work done, so people want an easy button, which is probably what makes a lot of sales, or somebody that's really invested in it and in extremely good shape and keeping up their skin. So I would think on either maybe, I would look at tanning salons and maybe people that were like bodybuilding, the people that are really investing into what they look like, whether it's in an extreme way or a moderate way. I think that's probably the best crowd to go after. Maybe the bodybuilding is not a good one, but I think if we go after maybe some brands that are in the beauty niche already that people like, that's a really good start because they're obviously spending money on those brands.
Okay, cool. So that's another way to do it, and I like that, is where you say, what are people who buy this product? What else are they also buying, right?
Yeah, exactly. And look at other brands in the niche, especially, because that's the thing is that most places look at competition. Well, competition already has the people that you want. Find those, and if you can target them, that's the perfect interest, is find another brand, especially if you're private labeling stuff or like that. Find other brands that are out there. If they have an interest or page on Facebook, that's the perfect interest. Usually the audience just isn't very big. But in something like fashion or beauty, the audience is pretty big for a brand because it's such a big industry.
Right. And so like one of the things that we would do is target Dr. Oz, but the problem with that is everybody targets Dr. Oz. Mm-hmm. And so it's very hard to get through on something like that. Ellen DeGeneres, somebody suggested to me, is a good example of that, because a lot of people that are advertising any facelift type of product, they always show this, and I think you've probably seen it before, Don. I see it on Facebook a lot, where they show Ellen DeGeneres' skin and it's all smooth, and they're like, you know, she looks like she's 30 years old on this miracle facelift product or whatever. So a lot of people associate Ellen DeGeneres with a smooth skin and complexion even though she's older, right? Is it possible? Because this is how most Facebook advertising works. When you go ahead and go back up to the interest again, every time you added a new interest, it was like it's a total of all these interests, right? Yeah. Is it possible with Facebook to say they like this, people who like this, but exclude them if they also like this? Can you do inclusions only? Is it inclusion only, or is there exclusions as well?
Not really. I mean, you can do some custom audience stuff, but it's really, really difficult to do exclusions. You can do including in both, but the exclusions is a little bit more difficult and it's hard to do.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that that's the case, because it'd be great to say people who like Dr. Oz minus something else that Dr. Oz has made special, like Garcinia cambogia minus raspberry ketones. And then from that, what's left over is a vitamin C. Now, we can do custom audiences, which I'm not a big fan of. And Don, you don't run custom audiences hardly at all, do you?
Hate them.
Hate them. Yeah, I hate them too. I liked them for a little bit when nobody was using them. Now I don't like them anymore. So that's the only way that you can do exclusions, is that if you say this custom audience unless they're also in this other custom audience, then don't target them. But you can't do that with precise interest. Now, we've played around with behaviors a little bit. We've had some interest from them because under behaviors, there's actually skincare products or something like that, and you can target it. The problem is, the data is not very good. Any third-party data is not going to be nearly as good as Facebook's data because Facebook's data is 100% accurate. They track it all, whereas third-party data is who knows what they're getting. Let's do, does anybody have an example, another product that we can target and brainstorm on of what this would look like? Because we'll do one more and then we'll switch gears.
I can show you when we started this morning.
Yeah, please do. That'd be great. Show one that you did this morning and then we'll do a couple more after this.
I think it's in the ads managers here. Give me a second. Ads. The page, it wants me to finish the ad, that's for sure.
So give me your money.
All right, here is, we did a couple of them today, and we've literally pulled in hundreds of opt-ins of both of these. This is a Pitbull one, and this is a Country Girl one. I'll show you the Pitbull one, and what we're kind of doing with this one is we're starting to build up a lot of market space inside of the inbox. We have plenty of pages in the dog niche, and we're starting to build actual products that we're putting over on Amazon. And you see the last ad we showed you had like a 1% click-through rate. It was because the T-shirt was dropped dead ugly, for lack of a better term.
Well, you just started running the ad, too.
Yeah, it just started. But this one is a lot better. It's more bold, and it says, don't blame the pit bull, blame the owner. And we just started this morning. I've got some fans on the page already, but we're targeting 3.8 million people, and we're only paying 1 cent per post engagement. Now, that same page I showed you guys before, where we're actually we're pulling the opt-ins, it's converting at 91%. So we've got just this one thing we've spent 10, 12 bucks on, hundreds and hundreds of opt-ins of people that are interested in American Pit Bull Terrier. I love Pit Bulls and Parolees, and Pit Boss. Now what we did is we found that there was still another interest. The interest of Pit Bulls itself is still there, but we're not using it because we're looking for the most passionate people that are going to end up buying our stuff. Now, we're not getting too much to rank or anything like that, but we've got this stuff up. We went and purchased because we want to do consumables so we can continue to order stuff over and over, but we're working on it right now. We've got some stuff up, getting some reviews, and we're starting to build up a list of people that are interested in these dog teas. So that then we know, all right, we've got most likely dog owners. Then we're going to actually get them to our gluten-free dog treats. This is a liver recipe one, and this is a beef liver recipe one. I don't remember how many Rachel bought of those. I think we bought like 200. But this is all we're doing is we're going from niche to niche is we'll do these little opt-ins like this. Here's one we've done that's got, I think we did it in just a few days. We got like 6,000 opt-ins.
Can you go to that giveaway page too so they can see how, I'm assuming it's almost exactly the same as the yoga one, right?
Exactly the same.
I knew it. This is what I like about Don. He doesn't get fancy with it. You know, somebody asked earlier, hey, why don't we send them to a Facebook tab instead, a fan page tab? Those are just so hard to deal with. And they get more broken every single day, and they don't work on mobile anymore without hacking the hell out of it. Don takes a super ugly squeeze page, 91% conversion, right? And he doesn't target the obvious thing, which would be pit bulls. That's too general. Instead, he targets television shows. So that's one of the things you can ask yourself. What television shows are popular that my people like? So they would also like my product. So if you have anything related to cooking, like a silicone baking mat, maybe we want to start targeting some of these special little niche cook shows, right? Or maybe celebrity chefs that use that kind of stuff that we're selling, right? So you don't blame the pit bull, blame the owner, which is fantastic. You opt them in, and now this is what's funny, and this is what I know is like if we look at those Amazon listings really quick, because this is the plan. Now you're selling these at full profit, right? You're going to try to get them to buy them at a full profit kind of a thing, right?
Yeah, we're making money on these. There's people charging a lot more. We're just basically trying to get some money going so we can make some profit, get some good reviews in on a very quality product because I don't have to compete as much on the search engine as long as I know I'm getting good quality reviews. Then I want to get my 50 sales because I want to make sure that I'm getting a good quality product because the way I've got Facebook, traffic's not a problem for me, and I'm still gradually building that list up. So I may drop it a little bit to get a lot of sales and lose a little bit, but I think I can still do it while making a little bit of a margin. And then once we're ranked, we'll move the price up a little bit and continue to run a cost per click ad that pre-qualifies them to continue to keep sales high.
Right. Which is, by the way, and this is the great thing. So Don's teaching us a little bit of Facebook. He said, but I got to teach him a little bit about Amazon, right? What I would recommend doing instead would be like go ahead and open up a new tab and go to Amazon and search for gluten-free dog treats. We'll see what the average person or we'll see what the price point ranges from on this product.
Good time for me to learn some stuff.
And so, you got the $9 one, we got a $7 one. What else do we got here? We got like a $5 one, which is an add-on item, and another $4 one. We got a $10 one, right? What else we got here? 11. See, $19. I like that. Let's keep going. 6. 9, 15, 5. So most of these people are selling super duper cheap. Now this is a consumable item. Let's go ahead and click on that $19 one, and let's look at their bestseller rank. See if they're making any sales. It looks like they are because they're #1 in some category. So let's go ahead and scroll down. Go to where it's like product details. It'll say on it. Yeah, right there. So okay, so 352 in pets and supplies. So do people spend 20 bucks on dog treats if it's the right kind of dog treat? And the answer is yes. So what I would actually do, and this is just what I know about the psychology, is we would probably price it $24.95 as a dog treat, and then run it to that list and say, hey, I just got this new listing on Amazon selling a brand new dog treat. I'm super excited about it because you entered to win the t-shirt. You didn't win the t-shirt, but you won second place, which is I will give you a $15 coupon off your first purchase of this if you want to try it out, right? And so guess what 24 minus 15 is? It's $9, right? But it's the psychology of I just gave you a $15 coupon off. Most of these people, if they gave you a $15 coupon, they would have to pay you money to buy the product because they can't get $15 off because they don't charge $15, right? By the way, I know the guy. I know the guy who sells this product. He's an ASM master.
That's why I started laughing.
I had no idea this was his product. This is completely serendipitous. Interesting. Yeah, he's a great guy.
I read the description and started laughing. I was like,
oh yeah, I know, man. Good guy. So anyway, he's crushing it. And I mean, 1995. So we actually go the opposite route. We price it out of the thing, and then even if we give a discount, it's a massive discount. Now what's kind of funny here is the other thing, and this is what I know about you, Don, is like our pit bull audience is probably the #1 audience to buy gluten-free dog treats.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know either.
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so. I think it would probably be the Chihuahua audience, to be honest.
Probably the Chihuahua audience. So the one thing I would consider doing, and we're not going to do it here today, but I would start looking at the top 16 listings of some of the best sellers for these dog treats and read the reviews. And from those reviews, I would try to get an idea. Do they mention their dog? If they mention their dog, what type of dog is it? What kind of person is this? What do they? Start getting that mind. So then you go back and then you start looking at these different campaigns you can run. But here's the beautiful thing about something like dog treats, right? I mean, pit bulls is an audience, Chihuahuas is another audience, wiener dogs is another audience, right? And I mean, it can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on, right?
There's so many audiences out there. I think I have like 10 different dog pages.
Yeah, I know. And then Dr. Ben, he's got the dog pages as well, right? And then all the people that bought FB Ads Correct the first time when you showed them your dog pages, there's now 5,000 other people with dog pages, and yet it still works very well. And there's a lot of people doing very well on something like this. So this is another example. And so in this case, Don is not even doing anything sophisticated. He's not saying no discount, nothing like that. He's just sending them on the back to go buy something like this, right? And you're making sales.
Yeah, we're actually making sales on it, and I haven't touched it much. We've just sent some stuff to it. We're making organic sales. I really just wanted to see if it got good reviews because I've only sent a small fraction of traffic because I wanted to make sure we had a really good quality product because I didn't get to look at it much, and I know you're supposed to go look at the stuff that you're getting so you can really quality inspect it. So I kind of had to wait for reviews because I have the traffic on tap. We're pulling those emails, and like I'm only spending 10 bucks a day to build a list, and I know the value of the market because of other ASMRs that are killing it with it. So I know that traffic's valuable. I had to prove my products reviews a little bit, and I'm going to start hammering a lot more traffic now that I already see the natural sales coming in. And I'll probably do your discount thing. I like that. Stuff always sells better at a discount anyway.
Yeah, and you know the funny thing is, and this is what I like about Don, is nothing that he's done here is optimized, but yet it still works. I mean, because Don doesn't even know how to set up a coupon probably in Amazon. And then the problem with the coupon is you got to set it up, and then you got to teach them how to use the coupon at checkout. And so then he's like, I don't want to have to explain that to them, right? And so you can get it going, then get it right. That's what I always say, and that's the beautiful thing about Facebook is you can just continue to massively, you can pummel it with traffic. The other thing to take consideration of, and this isn't a super advanced strategy we'll talk about later, but your conversion rate on your Amazon listing is very important to increasing your rank as fast as possible. So when I'm following up with my audience and my email list, I'm either going to do one of two things. I'm going to write a really long email, so by the time they get down to click on the Amazon ad, they're really, really pre-sold. Or I'm going to write an email that's going to send them to what I call an in-between page before that then will send them to the Amazon listing. So that way I want to, as much as possible, that disqualify anybody who's not going to buy that thing and then only send pure stone cold buyers to that listing. Because if Amazon sees both a sales recency and a sales burst coming, and they see it's converting at like 40 or 50 or 60%, you will get up to page one so fast it's not even funny. So there's a little FYI there for you. Let's do some other ones. By the way, I mean, is there any other strategy that you're doing to run Amazon products and sell them, or is the giveaway the only one that we need to focus on?
The giveaway is the best one because you can completely control the audience. Like if you want to continue to sell past that 50-point mark, it gets to be a little bit more different strategies. But really, the goal with the ASM stuff is, getting the good stuff out there and getting some good margin into it and getting a lot of free sales. This is allowing you to jumpstart it. Now, there is other methods once you've got it going that I think continues to just add sales volume once you have your ROI dialed in. But this, if we go into them, I think we're over-purposing what's going on. Like this is the most important thing, I think, when it comes to the physical products, is getting people on your list in a way that are already guaranteed interested in physical items. That's the thing, is you brought them into your list from day one with an interest in physical. So it's not like you brought them in for a free report and then randomly sell them some cream later or something like that. It's not. Here's in memorabilia, and then I sold you something else that was similar. We already know that they're interested in physical goods. Everybody's interested in physical goods, but when you can continue to bring them in a congruent way, this is working really, really well. And the thing is, if you do direct PPC to get your sales up, you're competing with everybody else that's selling in the newsfeed. If you do the opt-in, nobody else is really doing that because people aren't that good at email follow-up marketing for the most part that are selling items. They're not. And if you do it and work on the email follow-up, you always have those leads. You can continue to run different sales. When you bring up new products in the same market, you've already got those leads. Okay, they're a lot easier because like Amazon makes it hard to market afterwards. Your prospect list is really easy to do whatever you want. You can send them directly to the page. You can boost up your conversions by making a video demo. Like if I want to do these dog treats, I can put up a video like here's the bag, here's what it looks like, here's the dogs that are good for, here's the things you need to look out for. Now click the button here, and once you get to the cart, you can enter your discount, or I don't even have to do that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. They throw them to the video, and that's going to really boost your conversion rate because they have to click the email to watch the video, and then from the video go to your listing page and then buy. So even without a discount or anything, you're going to have a massive conversion rate. That's going to be great because you put in that extra step. Oh, one more thing. If you could, go ahead and go to eBay real fast, Don.
Cool. And also on the video, if you don't want to demo it, I think the good thing, and I haven't tested this, make a video review of the Amazon page. And
yeah, just show the Amazon page. Yep. And the best video actually to do is say, hey, here's your coupon code. Let me show you how to put it in. Click this button, enter this in. This is the code. Push that. Now you see how I've saved you this much money? Now click the button below this video and go do it, right? Now, people were asking, they said, Don, you had that T-shirt there. How do I get a T-shirt made to give away? I think they're missing the point here. We can give away anything that we want to. So let's just say that we are in a niche, and let's just say with a vitamin C serum or any beauty type of product, I bet you they would like a nice piece of jewelry. I bet you that audience would go for that. Don't you think so, Don?
I mean, anybody will go for jewelry.
Yeah, they will. So you asked my fiance about the ring that I bought her last weekend. So let's type in something like jewelry into eBay here real fast and see what comes up. And let's just say we want to give away something around $50. And so they'll give us some results here. And what I really want to look for here is a really nice picture, a really attractive picture. So let's scroll down and see what we can find here. It's got to be like a buy it now thing, right?
Yeah, we definitely want to do a buy it now on these because I want to be able to pick the person, and I want to do a buy it now with at least a decent amount to where it won't sell out.
Stop right there. This Fashion Women rhinestone pendant, right? Now, I don't know if rhinestone is the best thing to do, okay, but this is just a good example. You can buy it now, okay, and then when you buy it, you can tell them where to ship it. Where do you tell them to ship it? You tell them to ship it to the person who you gave it away of, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's it, okay? Now, obviously, I would probably want to find a classier thing than rhinestone to give away. But, you know, I could find, I mean, even if we typed in diamond, I bet you maybe there's something for $50 that has a diamond in it that we could give away, right? And then you could run that to the female market and then say, hey, enter to win here, and then you could follow up with any beauty product. And I'm guessing that will do pretty well, okay? Now, don't buy this from China. Yes, yes, I understand. We don't want to this is just an example of we don't need to create the product to give away. You just go to eBay, you find something. Maybe you take more than the 35 seconds that Don and I just did here, right? Maybe you take 3 minutes and find something. It doesn't really matter, though. All you got to do is ask yourself, what kind of bait would attract the fish that I want to catch in this market? And we give them something away that costs $50 or less. And then we follow up via email and on the thank you page from when they signed up to enter that contest to win this thing. Then you follow up with whatever you want to sell them. Whether you want to do it with a fancy discount or start with a lower price just to get sales, it doesn't matter. The name of the game is start getting sales, which can also get you reviews, but more importantly, it will boost your ranking in Amazon, which will then allow Amazon to take over. Okay? And then beyond that, there's no reason to do anything but the physical product giveaway. This is the best thing that works, so we don't have to reinvent the wheel. It will pretty much work in anything. Let's do some other people were suggesting stuff. So pedometers.
Before we get there, I want to add one thing with a kind of a ninja trick that it'll open people's mind up as we're going through these to where you can do a lot of different stuff. Now, you guys probably saw my physical giveaway, and the thank you page is very similar. You can put on the thank you page and on the giveaways. On the thank you page, once they opt in and say, okay, thanks, you're entered to win.
Retargeting pixel?
Once we get 100 entrants, we'll give the item away. So you can go get like $50 items, and if your targeting ends up bombing, just pause the ad. If you don't get 100 entrants, you don't have to buy it and give it away. So you can still go out there and test new markets with good items without burning your wallet, having to buy stuff when only 12 people opt in and you find out it sucks.
That's a really good point. So you can have a minimum entry. You know, the other thing too is somebody says, well, GJ, so what if this thing runs out and I can't give them the free gift? There's two things. First of all, pick something on eBay that's a store, an eBay store where they have 100 units of it, or 500, or 1,000 or more, and there's a lot of those, right? But the second thing is, worst case scenario, you say, gee, sorry, I couldn't give you this. Would $100 work instead? You know, do you think anybody's going to get mad when you give them $100 cash instead of like the $50 jewelry? Or you could just go somewhere else and say, hey, we don't have this anymore, buy this instead. I think you're getting, you're focusing on the small stuff, right? When you need to focus on the big stuff, which is like, can we run this campaign, get 50, 100 or more sales of our product, and then from that sit back, relax, and let Amazon sell for us, right? You could even give away an Amazon gift card if you wanted to, but the problem with that is you want them to be, you want whatever you're giving away to be the bait that's going to catch the fish. The fish is your customer, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And how do they know? How do they know you'll actually honor the giveaway? They don't, but it only cost them an email, right? That's it. Let's and one last thing. I won't get super crazy with this, but Facebook allows you to natively. Last I was checking, I know they've been playing with it a little bit, but Facebook now has internal retargeting. Is that correct, Don?
They do. I've been kind of messing around with it a little now. I haven't done it a lot because my thing is I have a jaded experience from the Facebook conversion pixel. It's not like it's broken or anything. It's just that it's not designed right. So, like, for example, the Facebook conversion pixel, if you have somebody go to a page that's in an audience and they share it with a friend that's not in the audience, and the friend buys,
Oh, it'll track that. Yeah.
It's not that it's
Yeah.
broken, it's just how it's designed. So it's the same thing with the retargeting pixel. Like, I like to use the perfect audience ones and a couple other ones because that's the only thing they do. They don't have, their business is making that as accurate as possible. I'm starting to use the Facebook conversion one because I'm a little slow, or not the conversion pixel, the retargeting one, so I'm a little slow to adapt to Facebook's internal features because I found that other ones, they're designed good enough to roll out, but not perfect to where I can get the data I need.
Yep, and that's absolutely right. You know, it's like, and I can show anybody if they want to do retargeting natively in Facebook, because that's all I do. Because I hate dealing with the Facebook exchange for the retargeting. I don't have the patience because you got to set stuff up right. Like everything I do is time limited and expires right away, and they don't like that. So I just use the Facebook retargeting, and then we could retarget people. It's not perfect, but we can retarget people who signed up. And then say, hey, remember, this coupon expires for this, $10 off dog treats deal. Have you bought yours yet? And we could run the ads specifically just to those people on a follow-up sequence until the thing expires, right? The pedometers. How would you advertise pedometers? What would the audience be that you would focus on?
Let's see, pedometer.
And I don't even know what the heck a pedometer is. Is it like a step counter or something?
Step counter. All right.
Oh, I was right. That's what it is.
Pedometers. You guys got some tough ones.
Yeah, I know, and this is a challenge sometimes because like there's no TV shows that they watch, right? And there's no celebrities necessarily. Maybe there is. Maybe I'm wrong, right?
Well,
how would we advertise a pedometer through Facebook to sell them on Amazon? Yeah, we don't have to worry about eBay anymore, right?
Well, it's still I'm getting good data here because what I found here is as I look through it, the only thing that I've seen that helps me really start dialing in first is it's probably female and it's probably about this age group as the person here. So the first thing I want to do, if I can, on any ad, if I can dial in the age group or the gender first, it's always going to help my click-through rate be higher. So the first thing is female. Let's say about 25.
Yeah, this is a good point. Like Jim says, biggest loser potentially, right? Because people who are using pedometers, yeah.
Okay, biggest loser is a good one. I think who's got the pedometer thing? Fitbit. That program that's actually a pedometer and like an entire community that Nike has. The Fitbit's an audience that's probably the perfect thing because that's all that thing does.
Interesting, yeah. Yeah, fun runs for breast cancer, that kind of stuff too, right? Fitbit, Jawbone, Weight Watchers.
What I would also do is look for anybody that is a trainer. Like, who's the person that actually trains people on The Biggest Loser? I forget what that lady's name is. You know who I'm talking about, though, right?
Not me. I can't stand that show.
Not Jason. Jason doesn't know.
Jillian Michaels. There you go.
Somebody knew. That's probably a perfect audience as well. Maybe not perfect pedometer, but you could give away a pedometer, I guarantee, to anybody that has that as an audience, and we'll start building a list.
Yeah, we don't want to give them away, though. We want to sell pedometers, right? I
know. What I'm saying is I think you can get that person on the list pretty easily without giving away the pedometer, but give away something that's just like it.
Oh, gotcha. Yep.
The same audience, because not everybody that you're going to target is going to buy a pedometer anyways. Just because they're interested in it doesn't mean they're going to buy it. So you want to just find, all right, who can we dial in? Now let's just find another product that's similar that's going to appeal to the same audience, give that away, and then follow up with the product that we intend on selling in the first place.
Yeah, so like Roger suggests like a heart rate monitor, right?
That could be good. Just
give away a heart rate monitor and then give the pedometer as a follow-up. Here's a little ninja trick, okay? Let's go to Amazon and let's search for a pedometer and let's click on it, the first result that comes up. Because this is something, I didn't even think about this until today, until just a second. Let's click on that first one and let's just say frequently bought together. Let's see if we see anything there, right? I think we've just discovered something interesting. Customers who bought this item also bought. Okay, so go up here. Weight loss in 10,000 steps. Energizer batteries, right? I don't know. Maybe because they need batteries. Safety leash.
With more pedometers over here.
So we can give them a safety leash for the pedometer, right? And then they have to buy the pedometer to get this thing. We could give away this book. weight loss in 10,000 steps a day, right? Enter to win this free book. I mean, it's not the greatest giveaway, but now we're getting closer and closer. And if we start looking looking at other pedometers and seeing customers who bought this also bought or frequently bought together, because I'm looking at there's another one that's frequently bought together where it has a safety leash for the pedometer. So that one seems kind of interesting.
I like the stick bug here where it's the activity tracker, where it's something similar. I would like it to not be the one that actually tracks their steps, but maybe like you said, the heart monitor, just something that tracks that's the same type of little gadget type that somebody, if they're interested in this portable heart monitor tracker, they're going to be interested in the portable pedometer tracker. So I like the idea of it being something that appeals to the on-the-go person, because that's who we need in the first place.
Yeah, and I don't want to give away an ebook. Some people suggested that. I want physical product for a couple reasons. One is because I'm selling them a physical product, so I want to give them a physical product away. I hope that makes sense. We don't want to give them a junky old ebook because then people won't respond to that nearly as well. I guarantee you, you will not get a 91% conversion rate to cold traffic giving away a free ebook on like pit bulls, right? You have to give away a physical product to really get the most bang for your buck on Facebook advertising. Would you agree with that, Don?
I have data to prove that, much less.
You would approve. I like that.
You can't get 91% conversion giving away a book. I mean, because not everybody's interested in a book. You got to understand, like, everybody wears a T-shirt. Everybody that is interested in dogs needs dog food, but not everybody that's interested in dogs
reads a book.
I love dogs. I can't stand reading. I'm not a fast reader, but I'm going to go opt in for a dog T-shirt or dog treats because my dog needs those treats. But I don't care about the book. So you're just going to lose some people just because of the format. It's not that they don't see the value. It's that they don't actually like that format. So by the nature of that, you will lose some opt-ins.
Yeah, exactly. So physical product frequently bought together is an option. The other thing to consider as you look at that category, because Amazon will list it, it'll say #1 bestseller in whatever this subcategory is. Let's see what that is. So go up to the Amazon bestseller rank. Yeah, click on electronics and gadgets. So this is sports and outdoors, accessories, electronics and gadgets, right?
Right here. Click on it.
Yeah, go ahead and click on that. And yeah, so somebody said heart rate monitor. That's great. There's another one, wireless activity. That's also on there, right? We don't want to give away the product that we're going to sell because that doesn't make sense. But we want to find other products, and the heart rate monitor looks like the best one.
I think Fitbit is going to be your interest, by the way, just by looking here. I think that's big enough to where it will be an interest on Facebook. We could double check, but I'm pretty positive it will.
Yeah, I agree with you. And then so for some reason these people buy, like headphones is a thing that people are buying because when you walk, you also listen to music, right? And so that's something I've noticed here. Like, even if we go back to that page and we look at the other category, that some of the other categories, like one category up. Actually, I don't have to go back. Sorry. See where it says sports and outdoors and then accessories above there? We can click on that, and we can look at the other types of accessories that are there, like glasses. I guess when they walk, the sun's in their eyes, right? And you can look at, there's headbands, gym bags, right? We don't even have to guess. We don't even have to guess anymore. We can go here and look at these Amazon-related categories to give away our gift, and then, oh, by the way, that's also probably some potential options for us to dial in as far as interests go on Facebook. Like this Camelback Eddie bottle, right? We can give that away, right?
This little MP3 player is probably really good too because it's probably the same people are going to use that or in the go with their pedometer, so that might be something good as well.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And so that's something that we can do. And again, it doesn't really matter. Here's what I know. Anybody will do something for free, okay? If you are at a yard sale and you say, you know, free vinyls, and they're all like Herb Alper and the Tijuana Brass and nobody's going to listen to those anymore, sure enough, in 10 minutes they'll all be gone anyway because people can't resist getting something for free. So that's the idea. So and then we have to just dial into precise interest. So like we talked about pedometers. Let's do a couple more here. I'm just going by what people had typed in here earlier. just to brainstorm the process of who we would target and how we would dial these in. Where's that at? I lost it. So go ahead and type it again. We'll do a couple more, okay? Argan oil. Okay, so we'll do argan oil, which I like anyway because it's such a big thing. It's also Moroccan oil.
We'll just type this in. Maybe we can.
Yeah, and this will give us the kind of different things here. And who knows what argan oil is supposed to do? It's a pure body hair and face treatment. Apply to dry, damaged, and brittle hair for a shiny celebrity feel. Apply to face for a deep, moisturizing, radiant, and glamorous look. Apply all over the body to condition, nourish, and maintain healthy skin tones. So it's like a vitamin C that you can also put in your hair, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, my first thing is just where you're going to find a lot of information is just right here. Is you can look at these brands and say, okay, are any of these brands specializing in just the oil itself? Like this one, Morocco Argan Oil is like a brand. If you can find any brands that are going to specialize in that oil, what you want to do is write those down. If you can get 2 or 3 of them, hopefully one's big enough to trigger suggestions in Facebook, and it'll suggest other brands that are similar. And if you'll look at the sizes of them, you'll see, okay, this brand, Mark Anthony, does a lot more than just argan oil. It's going to be too big.
So go ahead and show that real fast. Pop on over to Precise Interest and show them how that works. Because, and this is how I do it the same way. Is like we'll go in there and start typing, and we're just guessing, and then we'll just see what kind of pops off. By the way, this is not, he's not in the Power Editor. You can do this in anywhere. It doesn't matter. He's just going to the regular advertising. And then in this particular case.
Here, just to show it to you, I mean, I don't even have to put it in the right website. I just got to put something in here. And then interest, we would start, go back, is this the right one? Yep. And we would do, you know, Moroccan argan oil. See if we can get that. Argan oil,
yep.
1.7. So we'd start there, and then these are different kinds of oils, probably not the best one. Right now you got 500,000 audience, and it's not a super broad term in the first place. So I think it's okay to start there. If you can get some of these brands, let's see here. I don't know enough about the brands that I'm really researching in. I would really start with that. I mean, that's what I would start with, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and you know, that sucks because argan oil is easy because they have an additional interest. I mean, they have it as an interest already, right?
That's what I use. I wish it was more complex, but I mean, it's.
Yeah, I'm trying to find one that. Okay, cutting board. What about a cutting board, right?
Cutting board. Who is cooking celebrity? Cooking celebrities, female maybe. Let's see your cooking celebrities. Cooking Celebrity Magazine. Let's maybe try that. So we'll start here. It said cutting boards. Cooking. Let's see if cutting boards is even in it. I doubt it. I would laugh.
And even if it was, I wouldn't target it personally.
I just like to see what it gives me here.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Cutting board. It doesn't give me a whole lot other than just other kitchen things. So I'm going to leave that on the back burner and think about it. If other ones don't work, I would probably go with this. But we're looking for somebody that's just really passionate about cooking in general. It doesn't have to be somebody that's looking for a cooking board at any time. If somebody finds a cool, new, better, cheaper, different cooking board, you can catch them in Facebook and get them to go for it. So I'd probably look more for the celebrity chefs. Food Network, Celebrity Cooking Magazine. Let's see if that works. Celebrity Cooking. Nope. Hold on.
But Celebrity Cook-Off was in there. And Rachel vs. Guy, Celebrity Cook-Off. I don't know if that's any good or not. Too small.
Here, list of chefs on TV. I do a lot of these list ones, and literally Wikipedia, as inaccurate as they are, we just need something as a baseline, and they will help very much. So like here, this one's probably a good one. Nope, too many, so I don't really have a good, clean list. Top 50 celebrity chefs is probably going to be a good one if we can get there. There we go.
Jesus, $170 million.
There you go, Jason. Maybe you're in the
I'm in the wrong market. Sorry, guys. I'm out of here. I'm going to start being a celebrity chef.
That's funny. So here we go. Let's start. I mean, Gordon Ramsay's probably going to be too broad because I even know who that guy is and everything. So maybe someone who I don't know. Julia
Like Ina
Child.
Garten.
I don't know. Yeah, Ina Garten.
Yeah, Julia Child's still pretty big. So, but Ina is not. I mean, she is, but she's not as household. So Ina's not. Oh, now we start seeing some other ones, right?
All these other people here, and what I would do is I would set these up. I would set them up one at a time, to be quite honest with you. And this is where it gets to be more strategy in Facebook. Is I would set up Ina Garten, and then I would go down here, and I would put like $100 because it's going to set the budget for my campaign. I'd click place order, and then I would click create similar, come back in, and I would just change it to a different chef. And then I would put probably 5 ads up that have just one interest at a time. Maybe a male chef, a female chef, and then I would kind of make an educated guess from the click-through rate which ones were the better interest, because I've got a lot here to choose from. So I'm going to want to separate it up enough to where I can get the most intelligent data possible. So
and by the way, are you going to even spend the $100 that you set there, or what? What's the purpose? Exactly. So yeah, Facebook's going to run that out as fast as possible when you put a number in like that, and then you can pause the campaign. I mean, you could spend $10 and then pause it and just get a feel for it, right?
Yep, I just don't want to put $10 in only, and then it takes all day to get
24 hours to get your data. You know. I mean, the only way around that is like just to run it at 11 o'clock at night, and then they'll try to push you through. Do they still do that? They stopped doing that, huh?
Yeah, well, there's a way you can do it in the Power Editor, and there's a way you can do it with a third party.
Yeah, well, who cares? And see, that's why I like Don. That's why I like learning from Don. Is like he doesn't resort to any of those tricks. He doesn't use these fancy schmancy custom audiences. He's not doing anything crazy. He's doing what Facebook gives him, and he's just applying better strategy, right? So you might run 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 of these people, run them out there real quick to see who's responding the best, pause the rest, and then keep that one and really push it through, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Just what you want to do is set them up one at a time. Be patient with your interests, but spend a little bit of money to get the data, because the data is really, really important. Once you've got the right data, you can run campaign after campaign, or leave it and set it on Evergreen, walk away and go to another niche or product. But the data is hard to get, so you want to pay a little bit up front because it's the most important thing. And once you've got the right data, you're set. You know exactly what interest to market for forever, because you've spent a little bit of time to gather that data, and you can leave an Evergreen campaign on that gives you sales for months.
Yeah, and I mean, at first I wouldn't run an ad that says, like Ina Garten, then check this out, right? Or how Ina, that's how you say it. You know, I wouldn't do one, I wouldn't make an ad specifically for like, hey, do you think Paula Dean's a racist? If so, enter to win this giveaway, right? I wouldn't dial them down to each specific person. It's too much work, and we don't even know the data. So like Don's saying, we run all these ads like to 10 different celebrities. It's the same ad that we're dropping people to, right? But the beautiful thing is when you see one that is hyper-responsive, then you can dial into that audience and then run other types of ads where maybe you then start to use that celebrity's name if that's possible in the ad. I don't know if it is or not, right? But you also start, you know, like what is this celebrity known for that we can focus on in our ad to even get a better response, right? And in every situation, we're going to target U.S. only because that's the only people who can buy from Amazon.com.
Yeah, okay. U.S. traffic is the best traffic for purchasing anyways. So, I mean, you obviously have to buy it with Amazon.
Yeah, now if you're selling on the Amazon.co or you know Amazon.co.uk, then you would only target the United Kingdom, right? But yeah, that's all we have to do. Okay, cutting board. So like, just real quickly, without giving away all the secrets, because I know you talk about, you call this layering in NFB Ads Crack Reloaded, where celebrities are a good source of layering. Certain pop culture things, brand names, as you said, are a thing of layering. And then obviously the demographics, the age, and the sex. Can you give us like one more really hot layering technique?
I mean, yeah, a lot of the stuff that you'll find is just basically layering. If you look at it correctly, it's a whole new way that I look at Facebook. I look at everything as a layer. I look at the item you're selling as a layer, and I look at the item that you're giving away as a different layer. I think if you do something for free, it's one layer. If you do an item, it's a layer. If you do a t-shirt, it's one layer. Basically, the way you have to look at layering is understand the more you know about your audience in advance, the better you can make an ad perform. That's why as soon as Jason tells me something, the first thing I look at is what can we do on age? Can we look at what other items are for sale and see someone in it to get a good age at first? Because if a product's only going to appeal to someone that's 25 to 35, and I'm marketing it to people that's 65 just because I'm throwing an ad up and I didn't do 10 seconds of research, all those people that it doesn't apply to aren't going to click it, which means every person that's 25 to 35, those clicks just got more expensive because my click-through rate went down. So basically, layering is just a concept, but if you look at stuff and say, how much information can I get within each field of Facebook before I start my ad? The more you can get, the higher your click-through rate is going to be. So if you know, okay, this is a product that's probably going to apply to 70% females and 30% males, well, then just do females. Because if you do both, you're ruining your click-through rate when you know that in advance. If you know it's going to be people that are a little bit older, do females and a little bit older. Okay, if you can do stuff in state-based, you can do all kinds of stuff. States, I mean, if you have that type of information about your actual offer that you know, okay, some of these states are better at than others, by all means use it. But for most Amazon products, I don't think states does a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, you can target the South for certain types of products. You know, you could target a California for other types of products, right? Like, you know, whatever. You could target, you know, Montana potentially for all the boring products. I'm just kidding. Anybody from Montana, right? So you can do regional stuff too, and you can target that as well. Sometimes you can create a layer just from a regional thing, just to get attention, right? Where you can just say, this is the secret. Yeah, the secret that all California actresses are using to make their skin look smoother. And if you're targeting people in California and you're using the word California in the ad, that's going to get their attention much easier, which can increase the click-through rate, which just makes your ad cheaper, right? There's some of those things that you can do as well. As we wrap it up here, Don, anybody got any questions that you would like to be answered here real quick? I can do some things, and by the way, I haven't looked at Don's course directly. We pushed his last course really hard, and Don's last course last year, FB Ads Cracked, was copied more than anything I'd ever seen in my life. So the people that you've probably bought Facebook stuff from, they probably were customers of Don who copied his stuff and then tried to pass it off as their own. Okay, Don has innovated more in Facebook in the last 12 months than anybody on this planet, at least anybody who's willing to share it with other people. And so if you like this and you feel like this will enhance your ASM experience, I don't have anything for you to buy. I would send you directly to his sales page where you wouldn't get any bonuses then. So I recommend for you to get the best deal if you're interested in this, to go here, and I'm going to put this in the chat box. It's drben.co/cracked. Dr. Ben has the best bonus package that I think. Yes, Rachel, I think it's, you know, maybe I'm biased. I didn't get a chance to really look at yours. This is who I'm recommending you go through if you want to get this. Also, check out Rachel's just in case. Maybe you like hers better, but I say drben.co/cracked if you want to get this /cracked, like with the ED, the past tense. And you can grab it there. It totally gets my endorsement. I got some questions that have come in here. Tracking. Besides Facebook, do you do any additional tracking, Don?
It depends on what platform it is. I haven't done a whole lot direct to Amazon, so I don't know. Do they have their own sub-ID system inside of Amazon? I know that if you do affiliate stuff, you can, but some offers you can't promote as your own affiliate.
Not that I know of. I don't think you can subtrack on Amazon. But then again, I don't know. I never do it, you know.
It really depends on the program. You can do stuff, but most of the things that I promote, whether it's a digital product or anything out there, most platforms have a sub-ID. And if they have a sub-ID, you can create different campaigns and just literally put one interest up, say like Ina Garten, and promote a website click to a sub-ID and then start an entirely new ad. Then they all go to the same place, but you can tell which exact interest is not only bringing in clicks, but it's bringing in sales. Now, when it comes to stuff like Amazon, it's a lot harder to track. You want to still set up stuff to where you can get extremely good data, but sometimes you can only find out, okay, this one's got like twice the click-through rate, so it's probably responding a lot more, but you don't always know. Okay, on stuff that you can track to a sub-ID level, sometimes the one with less clicks is bringing in more sales. And you can only know that if you track all the way to a sale. You can set up Prosper 202 and some other things. Tony, I'm not.
Yeah, and we don't have that possibility in Amazon, so it's like not much you can do. You trade off that additional data of tracking in Amazon for the ease and convenience of what Amazon provides, right? And I don't get crazy in the tracking. Basically, you look at Facebook, and go ahead and go back and show that Pitbull, because that's such a good example of really good data. The Pitbull, because this is what Facebook gives you, just so you can get an understanding of what this data is. Man, they brought me food down here. Nuts. I'm going to have to be smelling this the whole time we're on this webinar. So even just up at the top, 1,092 post engagement. So what's a post engagement? It's anything. If they like the post, if they like the image on the post, if they click the link in the post, if they like the page, and you can actually see the full actions report, which we don't even need to see. 773 post likes. Why is that important, really quick, Don? That you got 773 post likes.
Well, the importance on this is I mean, it's you have to really understand the data that you're getting. There's not really any system out there where you can get the exact right data because they don't all work the same. So on this one, for example, like if I know the Facebook conversion pixel won't fire correctly, if the person wasn't originally in my audience, some things I have to educate a guess on. Like these different post engagements, when somebody hits like, that's going to show up that they put like in their feed, their friend's going to come see it, and even if their friend isn't actually interested in these audiences, maybe they're only interested in the general Pitbull audience, or not at all. That's going to show up basically as free reach on here, and you can't measure it in the ads.
Yeah, the bottom line, though, is you got 773 post likes to this thing, so if you wanted to do the math, you have spent, how much have you spent on this ad to date?
Not much, $11.
$11. And this is the data that I like, okay? So if you were just saying post likes, how much did you pay per post like? It's almost nothing. Per post engagement, it's a penny. Now website clicks. If we were just to go off of website clicks, and by the way, this number is not exact, I don't think. I got my suspicions that these total actions are not completely accurate, but it doesn't really matter. You take $11.78 and you got, what, 156 clicks from that?
Well, what people miss is that
7 cents a click, 8 cents a click?
If you hit like first and then you click the website, it's only going to register your like click.
Exactly. So I guarantee you have more clicks than that.
A lot more. It's just you got to understand the data. If my ad says step 1, like this post, they're going to hit like first, so it's going to register that like click, and then they're still going to go to my website. So the people that it's not, and it's registering the website clicks, are people that actually aren't hitting like, they're just clicking the website link. So just knowing that scenario and the entire setup allows me to really understand the ads. It gives us good data, but you got to understand the scenario to really understand the data.
Okay, now this is something that's very important. Post shares, 115 post shares. This is what you will never get when you give away a stupid little ebook on a Facebook ad. You will not get 115 post shares. One of the reasons Don's cost engagement is so low is because he's getting exposure that he doesn't even have to pay for. And so that's 115 there, and then there's 56 other actions, which I don't really even get too deep into that kind of stuff. But the real important thing here is, and this is the real question, would you like to spend $11 to get this kind of engagement? I think you would. Now, and it's true, as far as I know, that in the past, if somebody liked our post, and then we could do another post in the future on this Pitbull Lovers page, and we could reach them for free. As far as I have seen, it has finally went down to almost nothing, in a sense. As far as the organic reach that we get in the news feed now, Facebook's kind of bastards like that. But we can target that audience in an ad, right? We can target people who have interacted with our page in a follow-up ad in the future, or even just a promoted post or a boosted post or whatever they call that thing, right? Do you do those at all, by the way?
Yeah, I mean, it does suck that the news feed reach is down a little bit lower. It does. But what Facebook still does reward people for is if you do have these fans, which I'll get them for free as a byproduct of this page, like this like page button, I'm going to get free fans. And I can still promote those people. And the better you are about really, really, really engaging with your fan page, the more reach you'll get. I know some people that are still doing well with newsfeed reach, but they only have one page, and that's all they do is engage with that one page. They respond to every comment they like. And like, I've got like 30, 40 pages. I cannot do that. So I have to pay for a little bit of the reach. And when you're testing stuff, when the goal is to actually sell an Amazon product, that's not your marketing strategy anyways. Your strategy isn't just to build up fans and build up a Facebook presence. It's to sell a bunch of products and then let Amazon take over and sell a bunch more for you. So like this one right here, this is literally already got us, because I've got some fans that I got for free, but I want to show you real quick so you can see. We just set this one up. Hopefully I got the right one. Go in here. Today we've got, this is a Country Girl one that was the ad that's below it. I can show you that one. 546 opt-ins in the last few hours, and we've only spent $11 on our traffic.
$11, 546 opt-ins, okay? That's what you can do when you give away a physical product and target the right audience on Facebook. And Don's better at this than anybody I've ever seen. And now then when you got this, you can send out whatever email you want. Now some people are asking, what's the email follow-up sequence look like? I'll tell you, it's pretty simple. You just say, hey, you opted in to win this free T-shirt. We're going to give it away on this day, so stay tuned. In the meantime, I have this new product over here, which I just want to let you know about and give you a special coupon. Go over and get it, right? Day number 2, hey, there's a couple more days and we're going to announce the winner. And if you haven't claimed your free or your massive discount on our new dog treat, go over here and get it, right? Next day, hey, 2 days left. We're going to announce one soon, so stay tuned. And oh, by the way, have you got your thing yet? You know, and that's all it is. You don't have to get fancy with it. And this is the beautiful thing about selling physical products. When we sell digital products, we have to get fancy with it because we're selling thin air. A physical product is pretty simple. You don't have to get fancy with it. You say, hey, you put this in your dog's mouth and make him chew it up. Go here and buy it. You know, it's much more tangible. Therefore, it's a lot easier to give away. Even your yoga thing that you just started up today and didn't dial it in, you still got 5 opt-ins I see on it, right?
Yeah.
And that's not even anywhere close to optimized yet.
No, I'm going to probably pull out of that one because the other ones are working well. Just because I mean, I'll probably still try it, but I'm just so swamped with the launch that it's hard for me to go in and test all these interests right now. Yeah,
absolutely. Larry says to me, he asked me specifically, Jason, how could you throttle back a promotion like this so you're only selling 50 units a day versus 201 days? You don't. What you really, I mean, there's a couple ways you do it. You can watch it manually, and then as soon as 50 are redeemed, you kill it. Kill that coupon. The other way, and then queue up a new coupon every single day and frame it as a 4-day sell, 50 a day, 4 days in a row. To me, that's such a pain in the ass. What I just try to do is I try to mail a segment of my audience, or however big I think my audience is that's going to get them 50 sales a day, and then mail the next segment the next day and the next one the next day. Just keep it simple, right? Jeff says, why do you hate custom audiences? Don, can you give us like the 30-second explanation of why you personally don't really like custom audiences?
Because Facebook has conflicting terms of service. Here's the thing. Here's the problem is that everybody that sells a tool, they'll be like, okay, my tool's not against terms of service. And they're actually right. The tools aren't against terms of service. It's that when you use a tool and you go get an audience that Facebook didn't actually give you permission to get, they didn't give you permission, it's not where the rule gets broken is when you have a box inside of the custom audiences where you'll upload that says you have express permission to market to this audience. And if you tick that box and you've got it from an audience that doesn't know you and never gave you permission, that's where you start to break the terms of service. It's kind of a gray area. Think of it like this. Google, actually, it's against terms of service to SEO a website, to actually search engine optimization website. There's an entire actual group about it, but then all of a sudden, every once in a while, boom, ding. Everybody's site goes down because of some new update. Think about it as this. Whenever Facebook goes boom, ding, if you're trying to game the system on there, they don't just knock your actual site down. They knock your account down. So it's like Google completely removing you, not just moving you down 3 and until you find the new loophole. So you can't actually play with that loophole. I don't. I know some people are there, but that's what it is. It's just one actual feature inside of Facebook, and I can't build my strategies around a feature because even if it's not against terms of service, the day one feature goes away, if all my strategies are broken, I'm screwed.
Yeah, and so he's just playing in what exactly Facebook wants him to do. And he's winning with superior strategy, not little tricks. Now, I'll be honest with you, when custom audiences first came out, I hammered those because I knew that Facebook for the first 30 days was going to let it be the wild, wild west, right? and then when I cashed in, I moved on, and we don't do them anymore, you know. I came to the conclusion that I don't want to have to mess with it. I want to be able to sit down, dial in an ad just like Don shows you there, with just nothing more but interest and a few minutes of thought, push it out there and see what happens. I don't want to get crazy into this custom audience stuff anymore. Okay, Azu asked, please quantify what you mean by a high click-through rate for an ad. So for these types of ads, Don, what kind of click-through rate are you looking at?
It really depends because it will diminish. As people get to see the ad and the same audience sees it over and over, it will start to diminish and your click-through rate will go up. But I like to get anywhere above 10 is going to be okay. If I've got the perfect interest to item match, I'm looking for anywhere from 15 to 20, and I'm doing really, really well. For example, like the yoga mat I had was only like 1 or 2. It was a fail. Or not the yoga mat, but the yoga shirt. The shirt was ugly. We'll find a better one, but it was just testing the market now. Now when I find a better item, I'm looking for 7, 8, 9, 10, and if I get a really good match, I'm looking for 15 because I want those likes, I want those comments, and I want those shares. So like if we go back and show you this one's sitting at 15. I refresh it, it'll probably go down just a little bit, maybe up a little bit. See, it's diminishing just slightly because we started this today. So what will happen is this one will probably level out at like 12. I'll run it for a few days, pull a couple thousand opt-ins in, and then I'll turn it off before it starts to get banner blindness in and my costs go up. So what I'm trying to do is get some fresh offers out to this audience, pull in as many leads, because sometimes I'll run one that's like a pause for the cause where we donate stuff to charity too, and people will opt in for that, but it applies more towards a female audience. And then this one I'll put an offer out that sometimes will go towards more of a male audience because it's a little more aggressive. So I'm trying to pull them all in because they're all going to buy dog treats. I hope that makes sense. But I'm looking for a good click-through rate, and I'm looking for new, fresh offers to opt them in with, which is why we like to go and look at stuff that's on eBay, that's buy it now. Because if I try to create these all myself, it wouldn't work.
Right.
So I hope that makes sense. You want to get a good double-digit click-through rate if you want to get really cheap opt-ins.
Nice. Okay, if you're already on the first FB Ads course, there is no upgrades. Previous just send them an email.
I pick somebody that's very engaging on my page because what I want to do is this page is, I want them to message my page, and I want it to be somebody that's always actually helping my page and engaging it because I know they're going to be a fan long term. If they're already doing that, they're probably going to buy stuff. So what will actually really happen is when they do that, I will actually make them take a photo of the t-shirt, and I will announce the actual winner in my email, but I'll take a screencast with Jing of the comments of the person so that they can see their face in the actual email. And then after that's over and they get it, I'll send another email out and say, here's the winner. So that way when people get on the list, they really get that connection that I'm really giving the stuff away, because most people won't. So I make that connection very clear so that they believe in all my giveaways and they share more of them with their friends and they end up buying more of my stuff.
That's awesome. That's way better than the way I would have done it, which is just randomly select somebody and just give it to them. Because people, you don't necessarily say this person won because they're most engaging, but people can see between the lines as it's, if Don does another giveaway in the future, I know what I need to do to win it, you know.
Exactly.
And the more engagement, the better. How big of a list would you need to have to sell 50 items 4 days in a row? That depends on a lot of things. It depends on how much of a discount are you going to give them? It depends on what the type of product is, what the price point is, right? The short answer is you'll never know. The slightly longer answer is 50 a day, 4 days in a row is the absolute most you have to do. You might want to just experiment and see what happens if you sell however many you can sell 2 days in a row, and then see where Amazon pushes you at, and then take stock, and then go from there. A little bit of advice is Amazon doesn't really update your ranking movement until about 3 to 4 days after you do your activity. So push it for a couple days, wait for 2 or 3 days, see where Amazon lands, and then adjust it and try it again, right? And you'll get there. You'll get there pretty quickly. What a couple other ones. Is there a frequency that you reach that you decide to shut it down or run a different pick or a different ad? So like, when do you retire this, for example, this want a free ET, step 1, like this post, step 2, go here?
When my costs start to get up a little bit more, like I know what I can sell right now in the back end is other t-shirts and make my money back on my list very, very easily. It's not hard for me to do. So I know that if I'm paying more than cheap 0.01 post engagement. So it kind of depends. I can squeeze more out of it.
Your ad's going to eventually reach a point of fatigue because the same people are going to keep seeing it over and over again. And so, yeah, you run that thing until it breaks even, or what you suspect break even will be, and then you pause it. And then guess what? You can wait another month. You can even wait less than that, run an ad to that same audience again. That's a different type of ad. And you'll be surprised at how effective the second ad is to the exact same audience, giving away a different t-shirt. You know, it doesn't. And then, by the way, there's a million different audiences that you can target out there for all the different products. That's a good question. Do you find certain times of day are better for doing these ad tests, Don?
I mean, you could find that, but it doesn't really matter that much, because if you're only looking to run that short a times period or only certain times a day, I mean, we're trying to sell a decent volume. I haven't found a big difference, because a lot of these you're going to get, since it's a giveaway, you're going to get a lot of comments, shares, and likes, and maybe people might engage with it now and then their friends come back and see it. So it's hard to tell if the likes you're getting in the morning are ended up to be emails at night, because it's so much like engagement and social activity when it comes to the giveaways, because I'm encouraging the engagement for that viral interaction, and I know with these type of things, a lot of that traffic comes later from the engagements earlier in the day. So it's hard to track when you have such a high click-through rate and people are giving you such good free reach.
Right. Yeah, and I'm not too concerned. If my ad requires me to be so specific that it only works at certain times a day, then there's something wrong. I want to be able to set up an ad like Don is teaching here, where I can just blast it away and not even be anywhere close to perfect, and it's still getting me way more than what I need. I hope that makes sense.
Cool, because yeah, we're doing perfectly fine on this. If we refresh it, we are at 553 opt-ins. So we got like another 6-7 opt-ins just in the last few minutes.
And by the way, one of the strategies I teach on Facebook that we were using very successfully is I'd create a fan page and I would name it a person's name, like Shirley McGee, you know, and I'd go to a stock photo site and find a woman that looked like a Shirley McGee, and that would be the picture I would use. Then I would run a newsfeed ad that would say, hey, I don't know if these guys are serious or what, but I found this coupon. It's only $2 for this cutting board. Do you guys think this is a scam? Question mark. And that's the ad that I would run. We've seen some good success with that because it looks like a friend posting on a news feed, even though it's not, you know. It's a little tricky, but it's just a page. So you just create a fan page and you can run these ads. And, you know, all you got to do is in Facebook up there type in pages in that little bar anywhere you're at on Facebook, and then you can create a new page. Literally, I can create a fan page in less than 30 seconds, and they're 100% free to do. Oh, okay. Okay, so then the general rule of thumb for these types of giveaways is 10% of your target audience. So if you're targeting 100,000 people, spend $10 a day. If you're targeting 500,000 people, set a budget for $50. But you can always pause it before the end of the day. If you really, really want to get quick data, say you wanted to spend $10 for today. Set your ad budget for $100, and then just watch it. As soon as that $10 hits, pause it. Because if you have to spend $10 a day, you're going to have to wait 24 hours before you get your data to spend a whole $10. But if you spend $100, if you set a $100 budget, you're going to only wait a couple hours, and then you're going to be able to pause it and see your data, and then you can figure out what to do from there. And I would recommend you also do Amazon ads. Amazon ads are the most profitable ad I ever seen, and you never write any ad copy for them. You can't. They just take your listing title and your image, and you just bid on keywords. That's all you do. So you run both. And yeah, I mean, what point should you be hitting the strategy? As soon as you feel comfortable, okay? There is no upgrade from original FB Ads Cracked, Jim. FB Ads Cracked Reloaded is a brand new product. So there's no discount from existing FB Ads Cracked members. Think of it as a completely separate product. Yeah, Shirley McGee. I can't remember. So Cecilia Bernhardt was the one I was running for a while. Yeah, she was a great woman. Anyway, okay. Yeah, I mean, beyond that, we don't really care so much about post engagement. I don't, at least. I mean, post likes and posting. I mean, I love the post shares, but you know, page likes and a lot of people don't know this, but Don was the guy who really invented the half cent likes. By the way, how's that doing anymore? Is that a worthwhile strategy, Don? Penny likes, less than penny likes?
Slightly.
Do you really do it that much? Do you do it that much anymore?
I try to I'm going to go straight to a list or to an offer, and then once I prove a market's good, I'm going to try and find a way to snag that traffic in as just part of my strategy. But before, you didn't have to use it as part of the strategy. It's all you had to do. All you had to do is build a bunch of likes, and then you could spam them in the newsfeed because it would always give you reach, and you'd be set. Now, you're like, unless your posts are amazing, you're not getting that reach. So
you got to live on your fan page if you want to get organic reach from a page like. And it's cheaper to pay for it in money than with time. And so, yeah, half-cent likes, by the way, were great, especially when Don taught them because nobody did it. And then the 50,000 courses after that popped up that supposedly were going to teach you half-cent likes, they copied Don, basically. And then it drove up the price, for one thing. But the other thing, organic reach is nothing like it used to be in Facebook. I personally do not care if my page gets a single like. I just wanted to get opt-ins, and that's what Don's teaching you here. And so the strategy has evolved. And so just like last year when Don set forth with a whole bunch of new cutting edge stuff, he's done it again this time, which is so cool that we get to come on here and peel behind the curtains. Now, Don, your opt-in page that you created here, how did you set that up? Did you use like a theme, a WordPress theme or something?
It's actually something that I had custom made. It's I give it to people that are in Abstract, but it's a simple little WordPress plugin. That all it is you install it, and then all you have to do is basically tell the plugin what the item name is. So it'll come out say win a free, and then item name, then a picture of the T-shirt, and then you enter your email, and it builds this page and the thank you page. And all you got to do is basically go back into Aweber and set up your thank you page to go to this one that the actual plugin gives you. The only reason I had this made wasn't really to give to the course, is because I needed it. I can make these myself. You can probably make them in Optimized Press, and you can make them close. Like I've made pages that convert like 88%, but all I do is make an ugly headline, white page, literally I take a screenshot of something, and I put an opt-in below from Aweber. Dirt ugly. As long as you have a good item, it's going to convert very well if you use like this straightforward format. Now this converts the highest because it sucks you in with nice black and everything, and it looks good. But just this format in general, big, bold, don't use the stuff that all the quote guru or whatever you want to call it tells you with the fancy backgrounds. It doesn't work the same. This black background with a nice red font here, this is what I've proven after thousands and thousands of dollars testing works. And you could get the same thing built on Fiverr if you wanted, probably for a couple gigs. And then all you have to do is clone it over, change out the actual T-shirt you got here, change out this description, and you got a new page. Like it's
yeah, there's a million things that can build that page. We even give away what I call the in-between page template that is very similar to this one. You could modify it very quickly, or just have some.
It's a simple page.
Yep. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, I recorded this. Yeah, you could use Enlighten. You're exactly right, Rob. It's our software. Anything that'll do this. Will the Facebook Ads Reloaded FB group deal with non-T-shirt physical products more than the current one, which is Laboratory? I know that Don teaches very heavily T-shirt strategies in Reloaded because I watched some of the pre-launch videos, and those are really good, by the way. But here's the deal. You can take the strategies that Don teaches for T-shirts and apply them to the Amazon stuff. In fact, I love it because while everybody else is focusing on T-shirts, where do you think Don is now focusing on? Don is focusing on Amazon products, right? That's the evolution. And so the beautiful thing is, first of all, Don's focusing on it. Don's in our group, and that's where his headspace is at because the T-shirt is great, and you can make some money off the T-shirt. So throw a T-shirt up there and sell it, right? But you know how to get a product on Amazon, a physical product that you own the private label rights to, that you could sell one day if you wanted to sell it as a business, that has a lot of more set and forget potential than a T-shirt was. So you could take the same strategies though, because that's more important. It's not, is it a T-shirt or is it a physical product? It's how do we get attention on Facebook, get on an email list with a free giveaway, and then follow up with them and use that to either get organics, or use it to push or rank up in Amazon, or use that to make money without even worrying about Amazon. We can send them to Amazon and make money directly from just our email list, right? And also, if you buy through the link that I recommend, which is drben.co/cracked, they get into more of the physical product application because both of those guys also sell on Amazon as well. Even though Tanner did this whole big thing against ASM, right? He's still selling on Amazon. And so I'll post this recording in the Facebook group, and then we'll also post this in the, besides the Facebook group, we'll also post this into the members area. By the way, a lot of the Facebook group management strategies that I'm using for the ASM Masters, I learned those from Don. And so like how he uses a group and manages a group and stuff, and there's strategies on how to make money with Facebook groups. I'm not doing that to you yet. But I might one day. I mean, we sold the Cabo Mastermind last time in a Facebook group for previous ASMers. And it was a $5,000 some odd dollar thing, right? And so there are things that you can learn, I'm assuming, in your FBA Ads Cracked Reloaded course that talks about using Facebook to build these groups, which then are massive profit centers. Is that correct?
I've got a lot of groups. The thing is that I teach groups a lot of outside of internet marketing. Like we've got like probably 10, 20,000 people in different dog groups as well, and lots of different other groups, other niches. Groups are very, very powerful because they're notification based. They're not based on the news feed. Groups didn't used to be as powerful because people would get a lot of free reach in the news feed, and it's a lot easier to get the like. Now you still get 100% deliverability with those notifications unless they've manually turned them off or they haven't even been in the group for many, many months. I teach a lot on groups because they're super powerful because there's no better place to build a relationship. I mean, look at people on Yahoo.
They get crazy email notifications, and they show up in the, I don't know if you've noticed, but I bet you I've been in your newsfeed a lot lately because you're in my ASM Masters group and you're interacting with me, right? This is the new penny likes. So when you build an email list with this technique, for example, one of your email sequence follow-ups could be like, hey, go here and join this group that I created for pit bull lovers.
Put it in your footer. Put it in your footer. It's the best way.
Put it in your footer. Dude, that's gold. Thanks. All right, Don, let's wrap it up here. Thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I hope that for the people that can swing it and the people that can do this and use this to enhance it will consider getting your FB ads cracked, reloaded. It's definitely worth it. drben.co/practice, where I recommend. Regardless, we'll be sending out the replay to this in the Facebook group, so you're going to see all the training that we did here. And then as we get more and more into closer to promotion stages, some of this stuff will make a lot more sense to you. If you're sourcing your product right now and getting it out there and stuff, you can kind of think about what we talked about here today and then get ready for it. So when the time comes, it's a very easy way to very quickly get on page 1 of Amazon. I've seen people use strategies like this, and in 4 days, get on page 1 of Amazon and be making sales completely organically. It's very possible. So again, thanks, Don. Best of luck to you, and thank you, everyone, and we'll talk again soon.